Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Terminator Dark Fate. The Terminator franchise is in fact back with yet another installment, though this time we're picking up right where the second left off. With original cast members Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger returning to the franchise, Dark Fate picks up with Grace, an altered human from the future that comes back to protect Danny in order to save their future. So I thought the trailers looked okay for this film. I definitely wasn't as over the moon as a lot of folks, but of course I was excited to see Linda Hamilton back in the role, reprising Sarah Connor, and of course Arnold back in his famous role as well. The action looked like it could be fun, but it also had some room for improvement. My biggest worry definitely has been the sequels. The last couple of Terminator films, I just have not liked. The last one, I just downright ugh, hated. We were wiping those out of existence. They never happened in this timeline. So I was willing and ready to give Terminator another shot. And I'm glad I did, because this actually was a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and talk about those positives first. Well, I have to say, Linda Hamilton is my MVP of the whole film. She is the highlight for me. I loved Sarah Connor in this movie. The attitude, the swagger, her emotional beats, everything about Linda Hamilton, just, she nailed it across the board in this movie. I loved it. I also loved Mackenzie Davis. I think she did a great job as this altered human, this mega human, if you will. And Grace was just a pretty awesome character all the way around. Arnold is also really good in this movie. I love that he was able to capture the essence of the Terminator while bringing something a little bit fresh to the role. He didn't betray what the character has been about, but he did evolve the character, and it really worked, and I think Arnold did a wonderful job at portraying that and bringing that to the light. And then we have Natalia Reyes, who plays Danny, essentially our lead character of the film, and she was really good as well. She had a lot of charisma. She really sold those emotional beats, particularly. And she was an enjoyable lead that made you want to go along on this roller coaster of a ride with her. But honestly, the entire cast is really strong. And then we get to the script and the story, and it kind of pulls a Force Awakens, if you will, where we are getting a sequel to a franchise, but in many ways a reboot, in which this film takes a lot of story beats from the original Terminator film. A lot feels very similar to that first film. However, they inject just enough new elements, new types of Terminators, new action, new set pieces that keep you invested, keep you interested. So they stick to a winning formula while adding a fresh layer of paint, and I thought that worked really well. This movie is over 2 hours long, and it flies by. That's how much fun you're having. The action set pieces are pretty cool, really high octane. The jokes are funny and fun. The character moments really worked. Across the board, on all surface levels, this delivered exactly what I want from a Terminator sequel. Now, it's nowhere near as good as the first two, but that's a pretty titanic task to ask of a film. But it's far and away the best after those. It was a lot of fun, and it reinvigorated my excitement for the Terminator franchise. And leaving the theater, I was like, yep, I'm down. I'm down to see another one. So, job well done. The great part about all of that is that it gives nods to the original films, never really falling back and becoming reliant on fan service. It gives you those little moments of fan service, but it doesn't use them as a crutch to get you through the film and to get you just like, oh, haha. No, it sprinkles them in to add some extra flavor, but that's not the whole recipe. So what doesn't work so well when it comes to Terminator Dark Fate? Well, the special effects. That was my most glaring issue when it came to this film, because I think the action overall is executed well. Most of the time, it is a nice fluid motion. You can see what's happening for the most part. A couple of them get a little bit shaky, get a little bit disorienting. But honestly, I think the scenes that get disorienting are because they're trying to cover up for lackluster special effects, particularly when it comes to the Terminators themselves, whether it be Mackenzie Davis or the new Terminator that is our main villain of the film. A lot of times when they're, flipping and fighting, it gets really video game-esque. And I think overall the special effects were just a notch below what you would hope for in a big budget action film like this. I do also think that the scenes in which we go either ahead in time or we go back in time, and they didn't work for me so much. Whether it be the actors that are in there, whether it be, again, the CGI that is used on the actors in there, all of them just seemed a little bit off. Story really tries to get convoluted. It adds in a lot of ingredients. We add in a lot of subplots and sub stories for each character, and it gets right on that border of being too much. Thankfully, I think it barely toes that line. It might barely step over. It handles it okay, but I do think it does make the middle of this film drag, because we're trying to lay out all of these different storylines, these different plots, have these conversations, introduce these characters to each other, that we go a while where it's just kind of like, okay, next action scene. But overall, I think Terminator Dark Fate was a really fun time. If you are a fan of the Terminator franchise, this is definitely a full price ticket. This is the sequel you've been waiting all of these years for. You'll have fun, you'll laugh, you'll be invested in the action, and it just is a good time. It's not really deep, it's not really thought-provoking in any sort of way, but it is a good action Terminator film for 2019. However, if a very surface level, shallow action film is not really your forte, I think you could give this a rental. See the Terminator franchise, get some life back into it. But if this just isn't your kind of movie, then there's no need to see it in the theater. So that is my review of Terminator Dark Fate. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Terminator Dark Fate? And what is your favorite Terminator film outside of those first two? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!